soon as it. Thank you.
Okay, so we'll do Vandana and then we shall continue. Let me share my screen. You can see my screen?
Yes.
Very good. Om Jnanatimidandasya Jananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmridam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Uchashi Guru Varga Pandita Mahabhavanvita Yoshada Purva Parya Parampara Prachalita Pracha Pramurta Kate Bhaktir Nirmala Nircharas Nipitam Shamrakakam Shadaram Vande Shri Gurudeva Manata Shira Charya Varyam Nijam Krabhavishta Shuprakam Gurvanera Shishasham Bushikam Chantya Chantya Shamaste Bharanipanam Sri Rupakanagam Govinda Pita Mujkalam Bharatam Bhaktenvitam Sundaram Ande Vishwagrancha Divya Bhagavat Premai Dijipradam Devam Divyatanam Chanda Vadanam Balarka Chalanchitam Chandaranandapuram Shadeko Varanam Bhairagya Vidyambudim Shri Shithandavidim Shbhakti Lashitam Sarasvataram Varam Andedam Shubhadamadeko Sharanam Yashishvaram Shridaram Panchakalpatruvyaschat Vasinduvayevacha Patitanam Pavanepto Vishnavipo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gurutisi Namaha Vrindaya Tulashidipaya Priyaya Kesavasacha Krishna Bhakti Pradidevi Satchvachi Namo Namaha Attanatva Mantra Gurun Gurun Bhagavat Harsadan Vyasan Jagat Gurunatva Tattva Jayavira Jaya Saparikara Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharva Govinda Sundara Path Pavanam Jayastu Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vashadi Gaura Bhakti Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So my humble Dandavat Pranams to all the devotees. Thank you all for joining us today. It's an honor and a pleasure to be with you all on the Zoom session. So today we will be reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, the 8th canto, which has been translated by His Divine Grace from Vishwat Shilaisi Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada. We will be discussing the pastime of Gajendra the elephant. And we're also very happy that the younger devotees will also take part in the reading today. So maybe Krishnanandani can share that nice beautiful photo of Gajendra as he's praying, surrendering to the Lord. So we are very fortunate that some of the devotees are very skilled in drawing. We have some very good artists around the world. And it's always nice, to look at these pictures. It gives us a better meaning of the pastime. So you can share that with us. In the meantime, I will say a little bit of this pastime. So you have to click on the photo first and then go and click on share. So this pastime of Gajendra, it starts off actually on chapter 2. It goes over actually 3 chapters. Chapter 2, chapter 3, and chapter 4. So chapter 2 gives the introduction of Gajendra. And this pastime is taking place in a valley of Trikuta mountain, a very massive, very high mountain. And in this valley, there is a garden called Ritumat. This garden belonged to a great devotee, Varuna. And it was also a sporting place for the damsels of the demigods. So this garden is described in detail. It was so beautiful, extremely beautiful. There are many, many verses in chapter 2 that's describing the beauty of this place. It was filled with a variety of fruits and flowers in every season. It was inhabited with the most beautiful birds and animals. There was also a very scenic lake in this garden, filled with shining golden lotus flowers, and also a variety of other very aromatic flowers as well. So one day, Gajendra, who was actually the king of the elephants, he wandered into this lake together with the other elephants. And when this happened, many of the, you could say the fierce animals, like the lions and tigers, they all moved away from the area, and it gave freedom to the younger animals to roam around at that time. So the elephants were busy bathing, and they splashed around, and they enjoyed themselves in this very beautiful lake. It was a lake that was filled with crystal clear water. However, at the same time, there was a crocodile in this lake, and it became very disturbed by these activities of the elephants. And what did this crocodile do? it attacked Gajendra. It grabbed his leg. And when this happened, the elephant and the crocodile fought for a while. Gajendra, the elephant, tried to pull himself out of the water. The crocodile was very strong and it always pulled Gajendra back in the water. So the other elephants tried to help him, but they failed. And finally, Gajendra felt that there was no escape for him in this miserable condition. And the only person who could save him was the Supreme Lord. So then he decided to pray to the Lord. And this is where we'll read from chapter 3, Gajendra's prayers of surrender. So Yashoda will share with us that chapter 3. The devotees now will take turns to read from verse 1. Okay, Danishta Didi, you can start reading.
Yes. Text 1. Sri Shukadeva. Sri Shukadeva Goswami continued. Thereafter, the king of the elephants, Gajendra, fixed his mind in his heart with perfect intelligence and chanted a mantra which he had learned in his previous birth as Indradyumna, and which he remembered by the grace of Krishna. Text 2. The king of elephants, Gajendra, said, I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Person, Vasudeva. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Because of him, this material body acts due to the presence of spirit, and he is therefore the root cause of everyone. He is worshipable for such exalted persons as Brahma and Shiva, and he has entered the heart of every living being. Let me meditate upon him. Text 3. The Supreme Godhead is the supreme platform of which everything rests. The ingredient by which everything has been produced, and the person who has created and is the only cause of this cosmic manifestation. Nonetheless, he is different from the cause and the result. I surrender unto him, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is self-sufficient in everything. Text 4. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, by expending his own energy, keeps his cosmic manifestation visible, and again sometimes renders invisible. He is both the supreme cause and the supreme result, the observer and the witness in all circumstances. Thus, he is transcendental to everything. May the Supreme Personality of Godhead give me protection. Text 5. In due course of time, when all the causative and effective manifestations of the universe, including the planets and the directors and maintainers, are annihilated. Yes?
Annihilated.
Annihilated, yes. There is a situation of dense darkness. Above this darkness, however, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I take shelter of his lotus feet. Text 6. An artist on stage, being covered by erective dresses and dancing with different movements, is not understood by his audience. Similarly, the activities and feathers of the supreme artist cannot be understood even by the demigods or great sages, and certainly not by those who are unintelligent like animals. Neither neither the demigods and sages nor the intelligent can understand the feathers of the Lord, nor can they express in words his actual position. May that Supreme Personality of Godhead give me protection. Text 7. Renunciants and the great sages who see all living beings equally, who are friendly to everyone and who flawlessly practice in the forest the vows of brahmacharya, vanaprastha, and sannyasa, desire to see the all auspicious lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. May that same Supreme Personality of Godhead be my destination. Text 8 to 9. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has no material birth, activities, name, form, qualities, or faults. To fulfill the purpose for which this material world is created and destroyed, he comes in the form of a human being like Lord Rama or Lord Krishna by his original internal potency. He has immense potency and in various forms, all free from material contamination. He acts wonderfully. He is therefore the Supreme Brahman. I offer my respects to him. Text 10. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the self effulgent super soul, who is the witness in everyone's heart, who enlightens the
Enlightens.
enlightens the individual soul, and who cannot be reached by exercises of the mind, words, or consciousness. Thank you. Sorry for my mistakes.
Thank you, Didi. Very nicely we can see at this stage of his life, Gajendra the elephant. The crocodile has now grabbed his leg and he's in so much of pain, and he tried so hard to fight this crocodile, but he could not free himself. So while this crocodile has got him, by the leg, he's still at the same time remembering the Lord and he's praying to the Lord. And we can see his prayers are so beautiful and so sweet. He's glorifying the Lord in such a wonderful way. So we can ask ourselves, how is it that an elephant can pray to the Lord? How is this possible? So we can understand that this is no ordinary elephant, because we can see Gajendra is using the word unintelligent like animals. They cannot remember the Lord. So how is it that he is remembering the Lord and he's praying to the Lord in such a beautiful way? But we come to understand that Gajendra is no ordinary elephant. In his previous life, actually, he was King Indradyumna. And as Indradyumna, he used to worship the Lord. Every day he was worshiping and praying to the Lord. But somehow he was cursed by Agastya Rishi. Agastya Rishi cursed him, and those days we know that the Rishis, they were very, very powerful, the Rishis and the Munis, and they could curse anyone. And all this again is by divine arrangement. It's all there to actually enhance the pastimes of the Lord, like that. So Agastya Rishi cursed Indradyumna, and he took birth as an elephant. But even in the form of the elephant, we see how merciful the Lord is here. The Lord is allowing him to remember, his prayers when he was Indradyumna, in the form of Indradyumna. And he remembered these prayers, even though he was in the body of the elephant, like this. And he's praying in this way. So we can see the Lord is so merciful, that even though he is in the form of the elephant, he was given this remembrance. So in these verses, it is a show that even if a person is engaged in devotional service and somehow he falls down or takes birth as an animal, he is not degraded. He is never considered to be in a degraded position. But he is placed in a position in which he will, in due course of time, remember the Supreme Lord. Like this. So Gajendra remembered the Lord. Smaranam. We are always told to remember the 9 processes of Bhakti Yoga and practice according to this. Smaranam. Kirtanam, Shravanam, Kirtanam, then Smaranam. So always Shravanam first, we are hearing. Then we are chanting Kirtanam. And then Smaranam comes to us. So if we practice Shravanam, Kirtanam properly, then Smaranam, remembrance must come to us. No matter where we are or what our position is, this remembrance will come to us. The Lord gives one the chance to remember Him, always like this. So our Guru is always telling us to practice every day, and surely we will benefit from it. Practice of Krishna consciousness never goes in vain. So we can see here the position of Gajendra, how this remembrance is coming to him by the mercy of the Lord. So important. So anyone would like to comment, or anyone would like to ask a question? Okay. Then we can continue reading from the next verse, which is, I think, verse 11.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead is realized by pure devotees who act in the transcendental existence of Bhakti Yoga. He is the bestower of uncontaminated happiness and is the master of the transcendental world. Therefore, I offer my respect unto him. I offer my respectful obeisances to Lord Vasudeva, who is all pervading, to the Lord's fierce form as Lord Nrsimhadev, to the Lord's form as an animal, Lord Barahadev, to Lord Dattatreya, who preached impersonalism, to Lord Buddha, and to all the other incarnations. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Lord, who has no material qualities, but who accepts the 3 qualities, goodness, passion, and ignorance, within this material world. I also offer my respectful obeisances unto the impersonal Brahman effulgence. I beg to offer my respectful obeisances unto you, who are the super soul, the superintendent of everything, and the witness of all that occurs. You are the supreme person, the origin of material nature and of the total material energy. You are also the owner of the material body, therefore you are the supreme complete. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. My Lord, you are the observer of all the objectives of the senses. Without your mercy, there is no possibility of solving the problem of doubts. The material world is just like a shadow resembling you. Indeed, one accepts this material world as real because it gives a glimpse of your existence. My Lord, you are the cause of all causes, but you yourself have no cause. Therefore, you are the wonderful cause of everything. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, who are the shelter of the Vedic knowledge contained in the Sastras, like the Pancharatras and the Vedanta Sutra, which are your representations, and who are the source of the parampara system, because it is you who can give liberation. You are the only shelter for all transcendentalists. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto you. My Lord, as the fire in Arani wood is covered, you and your unlimited knowledge are covered by the material modes of nature. Your mind, however, is not attentive to the activities of the modes of nature. Those who are advanced in spirit. 1 minute, Angana. Those who are advanced in spiritual knowledge are not subject to the regulative principles directed in the Vedic literatures, because such advanced souls are transcendental. You personally appear in their pure minds. Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Since an animal such as me has surrendered unto you, who are supremely liberated, Certainly you will release me from this dangerous position. Indeed, being extremely merciful, you incessantly try to deliver me. By your partial feature as Paramatma, you are situated in the hearts of all embodied beings. You are celebrated as direct transcendental knowledge, and you are unlimited. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. My Lord, those who are completely freed from material contamination always meditate upon you within the cores of their hearts. You are extremely difficult to attain for those like me who are too attached to mental concoction, home, relatives, friends, money, servants, and assistants. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, uncontaminated by the modes of nature. You are the reservoir of all enlightenment, the Supreme Controller. I therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto you. After worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, those who are interested in the four principles of religion, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation obtain from him what they desire. What then is to be said of other benedictions? Indeed, sometimes the Lord gives a spiritual body to such ambitious worshippers. May that supreme personality of Godhead, who is unlimitedly merciful, bestow upon me the benediction of liberation from this present danger and from the materialistic way of life. Do I stop there?
You can read one more verse, Didi, maybe the last one.
Okay. Unalloyed devotees who have no desire other than to serve the Lord, worship him in full surrender, and always hear and chant about his activities, which are most wonderful and auspicious. Thus they always merge in an ocean of transcendental bliss. Such devotees never ask the Lord for any benediction. I, however, am in danger. Thus I pray to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is eternally existing, who is invisible, who is the Lord of all great personalities, such as Brahma, who is available only by transcendental bhakti yoga. Being extremely subtle, he is beyond the reach of my senses and transcendental to all external realization. He is unlimited, he is the original cause, and he is completely full in everything. I offer my obeisances unto him.
So thank you very much, Didi. Thank you so much. If anyone has any comments or would like to ask any questions?
I want to say that Ananga Manjari was the perfect example of being Dida. She was focused on her reading despite the kids fighting around her. So very good.
Very
Well done.
good.
Well done, yes.
Yes. She kept going.
So sweet.
Ano pa,
Yeah.
Suma Didi?
Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam Didi. Sorry, Didi, I'm late.
No, it's fine, Didi. Nice to see you.
Thank you, Didi.
Yeah, so we see Gajendra continuing with these beautiful, sweet prayers to the Lord, glorifying the Lord in such a wonderful way. You know, and here he mentions about the Lord appearing in different forms, you know, to rescue his devotees, to protect his devotees, and to destroy the demons. Those demons who are disturbing his devotees. The demons appear in different forms also to disturb the devotees, and the Lord also appears in different forms just to come and protect his devotees. And we see he talks about half man, half lion form, Lord Nrsingadev. He comes to save Prahlad Maharaj. Like this, he rescues Queen Kunti and the Pandavas from the Kauravas. And like this, the Lord is unlimited, so many beautiful forms, and is always, you know, so merciful to his devotees. Like this, the devotees are his life. And there are so many wonderful pastimes like this in scripture where we see the Lord comes and rescue his devotees. One verse that really catches my attention there is text 17. Gajendra uses the word surrender. He says there, since an animal such as me has surrendered unto you, who are supremely liberated, certainly you will release me from this dangerous position. So very important, this word, surrender. So whatever service we may be engaged in, we must always do it in a surrendered mood. The Lord is very attracted by this type of mood. And we'll talk more about surrender, Sharanagati, in our upcoming sessions. And we also see in that very last verse that Didi read, the word unalloyed is used. Unalloyed devotional service, unalloyed, unconditional, meaning that the devotees have no other desire other than to serve the Lord with all their heart. So this is very, very important. Sharanagati, unalloyed devotional service, something we should always try and remember and practice. It is utmost importance to us. Okay, so we continue with our reading, the very last few verses. From text 22, Rathi Devi, please continue.
Nerissa?
The Supreme Personality of Godhead creates his minor parts and parcels, the Jiva Tattva, beginning with Lord Brahma, the demigods and the expansions of Vedic knowledge, and including all other living entities, moving and non-moving, with their different names and characteristics. As the sparks of a fire or the shining rays of the sun emanate from their source and merge into it again and again, the mind, the intelligence, the senses, the gross and subtle material bodies, and the continuous transformations of different modes of nature all emanate from the Lord and again merge into him. He is neither demigod nor demon, neither human nor bird or beast. He is not woman, man, or neuter, nor is he an animal. He is not a material quality, a fruit of activity, a manifestation, or a non-manifestation. He is the last word in the discrimination of not this, and he is unlimited. All glories to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I do not wish to live any more after I am released from the attack of the crocodile. What is the use of an elephant's body covered externally and internally by ignorance? I simply desire eternal liberation from the covering of ignorance. That covering is not destroyed by the influence of time. Now, fully desiring the release from material life, I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Person who is the creator of the universe, who is himself the form of the universe and who is nonetheless transcendental to this cosmic manifestation. He is the supreme knower of everything in this world, the supersoul of the universe. He is the unborn, supremely situated Lord. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Must I continue?
Yes, please continue.
I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme, the Supersoul, the master of all mystic yoga, who is seen in the core of the heart by perfect mystics when they are completely purified and freed from the reactions of fruitive activity by practicing bhakti yoga. My Lord, you are the controller of formidable strength in 3 kinds of energy. You appear as the reservoir of all sense pleasure and the protector of the surrendered souls. You possess unlimited energy, but you are unapproachable by those who are unable to control their senses. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you again and again. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by whose illusionary energy, the Jiva, who is part and parcel of God, forgets his reality identity because of the bodily concept of life. I take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose glories are difficult to understand. Sri Sukadev Goswami continued, when the king of the elephants was describing the supreme authority, without mentioning any particular person, he did not invoke the demigods, headed by Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Indra, and Chandra. Thus, none of them approached him. However, because Lord Hari is the supersoul, Purushottama, the personality of Godhead, he appeared before Gajendra. After understanding the awkward condition of Gajendra, who had offered his prayers, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, who lives everywhere, appeared with the demigods who were offering prayers to him. Carrying his disc and other weapons, he appeared there on the back of his carrier, Garuda, with great speed according to his desire. Thus he appeared before Gajendra. Gajendra had been forcefully captured by the crocodile in the water and was feeling acute pain. But when he saw that Narayana, wielding his disc, was coming in the sky on the back of Garuda, he immediately took a lotus flower in his trunk. And with great difficulty, due to his painful condition, he uttered the following words: "O my Lord Narayana, Master of the universe, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you." Thereafter, seeing Gajendra in such an aggrieved position, the unbored personality of Godhead, Hari, immediately got down from the back of Garuda by his causeless mercy and pulled the king of the elephants, along with the crocodile, out of the water. Then, in the presence of all the demigods who were looking on, the Lord severed the crocodile's mouth from its body with his disc. In this way, he saved Gajendra, the king of the elephants. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Didi. Very nice. Yes. So here we see Gajendra continuing to glorify the supreme position of the Lord so beautifully. And when he saw the Lord coming, even though he was in so much of pain, he managed to pluck a lotus flower and offer to the Lord. So beautiful. So he did not waver from his prayers to the Lord. He was focused on worshiping and serving the Lord in this painful situation, still remembering and praying to the Lord like this. So beautiful. So this, in one verse here, I think it's in text 25, Gajendra is saying, "I do not wish to live anymore after I am released from the attack of the crocodile. What is the use of an elephant's body covered externally and internally by ignorance? I simply desire eternal liberation from the covering of ignorance." So a very important point to note here. He says, "I desire eternal liberation from the covering of ignorance." So we notice that the devotees of the Lord, they do not desire any kind of liberation. We do not ask to take birth in the heavenly planets or become powerful like the demigods. All we ask for is liberation from ignorance. It is due to ignorance that we have actually forgotten our real position as servants of the Supreme Lord. And this is the cause of our suffering. It's a very important point to note. So I'll pause there. So anybody would like to comment? Or anyone would like to say what is it that we can learn from this amazing pastime? Please feel free to share. Yes, Praneshwari Didi, please.
Yes, I have a question. Texts 22 and 24. There's a line that says, "He is not woman, man, or neuter, nor is he an animal." Can you expand on this, just like category neuter? What does it mean? What covers?
What is a neuter?
It says, yes, it says he's not a woman, man, or neuter. So which entities can be categorized? Not woman, not man, not animal, but neuter. What is neuter?
Maybe we can share that verse again.
Text 22.
And we can read that. Yeah. Maybe share that again. We can read that verse.
Text 22, 24.
Mm-hmm.
And just by the end, it says, he's not a woman, man, or neuter, nor he is an animal. So my question is about
what is the meaning of neuter?
Yeah, I mean,
it's an adjective on
which
one
entities
sense.
Can be neuter?
Neuter means neutral, like sex, like asexual. It says in the dictionary.
Yes.
So
yes.
nor women nor men, or male or female.
Exactly. That is a neutral. But which entities are in that category?
Yeah, or they also say, but that's with animals, they say that the cat is neutered. That means that he's castrated. They call that neutered.
Yeah, but that wouldn't apply in this text, really.
Yeah, so that's why I'm also wondering. Yeah.
Yes, categorizing.
So there are certain, I can't be specific, but I did come across quite a while ago when I was reading some biological texts. There are certain, we can say, living entities that are not considered male or female. So they have both, you can say, reproductive organs in them. And if I'm not mistaken, I think there are certain types of worms. There are certain types of worms that are, and I can't be specific as to the exact class of worms or type, category, but I did come across some reading material where it describes that the worms are neither male nor female. They cannot be classed as male because they have both reproductive organs. And they can actually reproduce, they all can reproduce from each other like that. So it's not like there has to be a male worm and a female worm. Some of them have both reproductive organs and they are considered neuters.
That's the answer. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I can maybe do some research, but as I was saying, it's a long time ago I read this and I came across this. So it's strange, and we hardly hear of this, but there are some living entities, very, very rarely we find this, where they have both reproductive organs in them. So you cannot say it's a male or a female. Yeah, that's strange. So again, we know there are 8,400,000 species. There's so many different types of species, and we can never understand or know all of these species. It's not possible, you know. Even though there's only 400,000 human species, which is the lowest, smallest number from all the living entities, but still, how many human species are we aware of? Very little, very few that we actually know of. Unless our spiritual masters reveal it to us, then only we come to know about it. It is only through revelation that we come to know these, different facts, in detail. Otherwise, it is not known to us, unfortunately. Also, we see during the tsunami as well. I remember that scientists were discovering so many different species that were actually discovered that were living in the depths of the ocean that they were not even aware of. It was only after the tsunami, that they discovered not all, some, aquatic species, and they were so surprised. Many, many years of research, they were doing and spending so many millions of dollars doing so much of research in the sea, but they never discovered these aquatic creatures. It was only after the tsunami they came to realize, wow, we didn't know that these species lived, in the depths of the ocean. So it shows you how much that we don't know. But I think the most important.
We should give a gift to scientists. We should give the Srimad Bhagavatam before they start their research.
So yes, we can say we're ignorant of these factors, but I think here what Gajendra is showing us that actually what is important is that we should never be ignorant of the Supreme. That is the biggest, you can say, downfall of mankind, is ignorance. We can be ignorant of so many things in this material universe. That's not a problem. But when we become ignorant of our real position, Jivera Svarubhai Krishnera Nityadas, that we are Nityadas, we are eternal servants of the Supreme Lord. When we become ignorant of that, then that is a problem for us. That is the biggest problem. Due to ignorance, we come under so much of misconception, and due to all these misconceptions and misunderstandings, we don't know how to give proper honor to the Supreme Lord. We are following our senses, we are following our mind, we're following the opinions of others, and slowly we move further away from the Lord, like this. We do not know how to properly worship the Lord. We worship different types of demigods, like those different types of philosophies, theologies. The real truth is not revealed to us, unfortunately. So, by the mercy of the devotees, by the mercy of the spiritual masters, we get this beautiful, sweet, transcendental knowledge. And then, slowly but surely, the knots of our heart start to become untied, become loose. Srila Maharaj says, our hearts are tied up by so many different kinds of knots, like that. And it is only by the mercy of the kind Vaishnava and spiritual master, these knots are loosened and slowly become untied. And then our heart is free and open to all this beautiful transcendental knowledge. Like that. Like that. Okay, so we can see here how nicely Gajendra is praying and he's showing to us that this crocodile is representing pain and suffering and misery, and even though while this crocodile had its, grabbed him by his leg and he was experiencing so much of pain by this, because we know a crocodile has got such sharp teeth, and it actually had his leg, in this very awkward position that he could not escape. And even though while he was feeling this pain, he was still praying to the Lord. So in a similar way, we can understand that this crocodile, it's representing this pain and suffering. And in this material world, we are surrounded by crocodiles. We are surrounded by sharks. We are surrounded by serpents. This is the nature of the material world. And we are disturbed by so many different types of misery. And there is danger all around us. So Gajendra is showing us that other than the Lord, no one could help you. And also we see in a similar situation, the beautiful pastime of Draupadi. Many of you will know this famous pastime of Draupadi. When she was being humiliated and she was being disrobed by Dushasana. Her sari was being pulled off, like this. And so many great personalities were there. Bhishma Dev was there. The Pandavas were there also. And no one could save her. But ultimately she prays to the Lord. And Lord Krishna, he manifested himself in the form of the cloth. So her sari became endless. And Dushasana was trying to pull the sari. And like there's so many meters and meters of sari he pulled, but he could not disrobe her. Like this. Krishna came and he saved her. Like this. So, we can see that whenever we are in a helpless situation, who can come and protect us? We should always be fully surrendered to the Lord in this way. So surrender is very important. When we do devotional service, it must be done in a surrendered mode. This is very important. And we'll talk more about surrender, Sharanagati in our coming sessions. So stop it for now. Jai Gurudev, Dandavats. Please forgive my offenses.
We're going to be crossing over now to Kanupriya. Kanupriya Didi, are you?
Dhanavad Pranam, Didi, Hare Krishna. So let me just get Rathi. 1 second. She's coming. So I'm just going to twiddle my camera around, reverse my camera. So this is Rathi Devi didi, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So we've been preparing many things in the kitchen this morning because obviously it's quite a process and we don't have so much time. So you can see there's many things going on. So I thought what we'd do first is Rathi was going to explain how she's prepared the dosa mix.
Kanupriya, we can't, there's no sound.
Sorry, someone at the door, the dog was barking very loudly.
No.
So sorry,
Okay.
so sorry.
Dandavats, Praneshwari Didi has a hand up. Didi, you want to ask something?
No, I forgot to lower my hand.
Very sorry, very sorry.
Okay.
So we'll start again. So Rathi will explain how she prepared the idli.
This is, I have soaked it 1:1 rice and dal. This is the rice which we have used. So this is Sona Mansuri. And this is the dal which we have used it.
Urad dal.
Urad dal. And I have soaked it yesterday in the afternoon and grinded it, and then I have left it for fermentation. Overnight it has got fermented, and then we have this one here. I have added salt for taste, not much, a bit. If it depends on your taste and proportion. So here I gave a half tablespoon of salt because it was almost over this container, and this is how I have filled this.
Can I just show her she used this is the cup she used, just 1 cup of urad dal and 1 cup of rice, And then when it soaks, it expands, and then she grinds it.
Yes. And the grinding part should not be completely fine. It should be a bit coarse. You can see here, it's like a bit coarse, not completely fine. That will be pasty. And then here I have greased this, the idli stand with the oil. And then you can just pour in. And here it goes. Yeah. And we can overload this. This is how it goes. This program we have ordered this. And here is the cooker ready.
And push. Hold this.
And we have water poured in. This is like how it goes, and we have to stand.
So there's about an inch of water at the bottom there.
Yeah. So you can put this in. This way it goes. Yes. And we have to take this off completely.
That's all. So just making sure that your pressure cooker is open, not closed. And that's on a high flame, so that will be how long?
For 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
And this we have already prepared for the sambar. These are the vegetables.
So with this sambar, do you want to just explain what vegetables we used?
We have used drumstick, potatoes, sweet potatoes, carrot, and tomatoes. And for the popping, we have tempering. We have added 2 tablespoons of sunflower oil, and then we have added mustard, 1 table or 1.5 tablespoons, and then we have added cumin seeds. We have added ginger paste and curry leaf and methi, half spoon of methi.
So I'll just show you those spices.
Yeah.
So what we did first is, so I'll just show you them here. So this is first of all the mustard seeds. So like a spoonful of mustard seeds. We used 1.5 spoons of jeera, half a teaspoon of methi seeds, and then ginger. Well, the ginger's gone back in the fridge, I think. Hang on, let me just show you the ginger. What I tend to do with the ginger actually is to get a big lump of ginger, and then I chop it and puree it with some lemon juice, and it lasts a long time. And then if ever you need, because we use lots of ginger, then all you have to do is go to your fridge and then you have your ginger. So a nice spoonful of ginger we used also, and some curry leaf. And then you just fry them, and then basically you want to explain how you did that?
Yeah, this is ready.
So then basically with the vegetables, we've part cooked these. So she just kept them on a low flame for like 10 minutes.
10 to 15 minutes.
10 to 15 minutes, so they don't burn.
After 5 minutes, we need to add salt and turmeric.
So salt and turmeric was added at the end.
Because that will allow it to get cooked
properly.
Yeah.
And then when we turn the heat off, we just put the tomatoes in there so that the tomatoes are not cooked, but they're just a bit soft.
Yes.
This is the dal. So for this dal, we use the tur dal. If I just show you this here, tur dal. See what the grain looks like. And that was just soaked in the pressure cooker. You can just cook that for like half an hour. 20 minutes, half an hour in the pressure cooker. If you're doing it in a pot, you'll probably need to soak them overnight and then cook them for, it might take, I don't know.
It will take 40 minutes.
An hour, yeah,
about
about an hour. And then you can see that they're cooked. And that's also, we cooked, while we were cooking them in the pressure cooker, we put a couple of bay leaves in there, some turmeric, salt, and just a spoonful of oil. And that's cooked. And now what we're going to do
we are
is
going to add this to this.
put them in together.
The drumsticks are looking good, huh? I like drumsticks.
This needs to cook almost 10 minutes on high flame, and then we are going to add jaggery and this tamarind juice.
So you're saying after 10 minutes?
Yes, on high flame.
High flame?
When it is cooking, after 10 minutes, we will add this jaggery and this tamarind juice, and then cook for 5 minutes on low flame, and we can switch it off.
Then we can switch it off, and then
add this
coriander
for garnishing.
Okay.
And moving towards the chutney.
Okay. So now she's going to explain how to do the chutney, because she's also added in a coconut chutney, which is lovely.
This is coconut fresh.
Fresh coconut, please.
Yes, we had the fresh coconut. I have chopped it finely and then grinded it coarse. And then I have added salt, green chilies, lemon juice, and jaggery. And now I'm going to grind it a bit, and then we'll be tempering it with this one. So we have 1.5 or 2 tablespoons of oil, and then we can add mustard seed, 1 tablespoon. Same goes with cumin seeds, and then we have to add chana dal, roast it a bit, and then we have to add the white dal, urad dal, and roast it, and we can add red chilies and curry leaves, and a bit pinch of hing. It depends how our intake is.
How you like it. If you like it with hing, you can have hing.
You can have more. And in this, I have added the grinded ginger.
And then you added the ginger to the fresh coconut. I'll just show you the urad dal is like this. And this was the chana dal. So she actually roasted the chana dal first. And then when this was partly, look, you're getting golden brown. She then added the urad dal. And this is the hing. Here called yellow powder. It looks like this. If I just show you. There's the hing. And we used 1 red chili like this. And did you use the fresh green chilies in the coconut?
Yes.
And these fresh chilies were used in the fresh coconut chutney. And again, the curry leaves. You can do that now. It's going to be noisy.
It depends on the taste. If they want, if you want to add coconut milk or water, but this goes tasty because it is sweet. If we add water, the taste is like a bit different.
Plainer.
Yeah, plain. So it's better we add this. And so the chutney, we are not going to grind it like the paste one, because if we have a bit coarse one, that will taste better when we are having it like this.
Not a bit coarse,
Yes.
nice and crunchy.
Yeah. Now we are going to
Well, that's all. Take this one back. Move that one to the back.
to heat this because when we add, it will get flavor.
Rathi Devi, you wanted to ask a question?
Yes, she is roasting this dal, but was it cooked a little bit before?
No, it's dry.
Completely raw?
Completely raw.
Okay.
And then there you can see they've gone slightly golden brown. They've gone a brown colour. Just till they start to go brown. So you pop the mustard seeds first, then the jeera.
Yes.
Then what did we put in?
Then we put the
chili,
chana dal, chili, and curry leaf.
Curry leaf, and just let them roast like this. And then you're just going to add them. I'll come around this way, then you can see.
On the video call, they are not able to see the aroma of it, but we
could have a really lovely smell here now. It smells amazing. And that's another thing, actually. Rathi was saying that, how do you know when the spices are, when you're frying the spices before you're adding it to either vegetables or before it's ready for this? They will release that aroma, you'll release the smell, like really beautiful smell. They might even make you sneeze or cough, because we don't often do. And that's the chutney. And so the chutney, again, we just go over this chutney. You cut the fresh coconut into slices.
Yes, fine slices.
Fine slices. And then you put in some ginger.
Yes, and green chili.
Fresh green chili. And then blended it.
Yes.
And then
add
coconut milk or water. It needs to be a bit more moist. And
jaggery, lemon juice,
and
salt.
And salt. So
and this is the tempering.
And this is then after you've added the tempering. That's lovely.
Yeah. And here we have with the sambar. This is also
it's on high. It's done?
I think no.
Turn it off or leave it a bit longer?
No, leave it on.
It has to be a bit more. Lid. Huh? The lid. 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 Oh. Lid. It needs to cook for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another 5 minutes.
Another 5 minutes.
This is the gap.
Sure. And then we're just waiting for the idli to steam. So are there any questions at this point? Maybe you'd like to ask Rathi some questions.
Yes, I have a question.
Yeah.
If you don't have a pressure cooker, could you also steam the idli in a pot of water? And
yes, we can do that. Even in this form of pot, we can steam it. We can do that.
And how long does it take?
That we have to do in that.
How long does it take? If you steam them?
15 minutes. 15 minutes. And while we are checking the idli is cooked, I would like to show, if we poke in with a knife or a spoon, it will not be sticky. If it is easily coming out, that means that it is cooked.
Like cake, when you test the cake.
Like a cake. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good. Thank you, Didi.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'll turn it off now, I think, isn't it? So we're just going to turn this off now. I can actually smell the idli. And that's a good sign when you can smell something.
Yeah.
Huh?
You have to take it off.
Oh, we have to let it cool down. Now, you have to wait for it to the steam to all completely come out.
You should fill the gap with something else.
We're done. We're just waiting for this. This is
Yeah.
also looking good. Open this up. It's boiling nicely.
Yes. Now we can add this.
Where that's cooling down, I'll hold this.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry, everyone. It's now adding some tamarind.
This again depends on the taste.
Uh-huh.
If they want to have like sour one, they can. It's not much. We both almost our tamarind meter here.
Jaggery. If they don't have jaggery, they could just use sugar.
Use sugar, but this gives a different flavor.
Mm.
Like, we can use brown sugar.
Any other questions while we're waiting?
So that dal in the coconut mixture, is it like crunchy
Yes, Didi. Or be crunchy.
when you're eating? Okay.
Okay.
Because the dal is not soaked or anything. It's
No, it's just roasted. It's just roasted in the pan.
okay.
If I take one out, you can.
It's
I'll
looking
take one out, so you can see it's hard. Like I can't stop that, but it just adds a nice crunch when you're eating. It's very hard. I'm just waiting. It's very hot in here now. We're all saying we've been steaming and boiling, and it gets very hot. We're just waiting for this pressure cooker now. The only thing with the pressure cooker is obviously you have to wait for the steam to be completely released before you can open it.
Praneshwari?
Yes, I would like to say that you can also preserve the ginger in an ice cube tray with ghee. Yes, you put ghee and ginger paste and cover it again with ghee. So you have these cubes that have already ghee and ginger, and you freeze them. So whenever you need ginger, there, you pop one of your cubes.
Nice, nice. I find that because I use so much ginger, if I just get like a big chunk of ginger and do like this, then it's used maybe, what was this last, maybe a few weeks? I mean, quite a long time actually. With the lemon juice.
It goes almost till 3 weeks.
3 weeks, yeah. But that's a good way of storing it, I guess, if you're not using so much, then to freeze it's a really good idea. Nearly done. Sounds like, yes, guys, ready now.
Mini idlis. Yes. This is the
There's no
it's
clear.
cooked. Yeah.
It's clear.
So it shows that it is cooked.
Just come around here.
And here we go. The idli. Checking.
Or the pink one. Use the pink one. So the salt we've used actually is the pink Himalayan salt.
For the dal which we
dal.
cook, we can add this.
Yeah, I've actually
Sea
or
salt.
I've used the sea salt for the dal.
For the boiling one. I
Boiling
mean
one.
the one which we have boiled. And for this we can use this.
Just adds a slightly nicer flavour, I think.
Yes. This gives a bit of taste and everything. And there we go. Almost done. And this, the one which gives us the challenge is potato and the drumsticks. Done. Yeah, they're done.
Okay. How can you tell if the drumsticks are done?
See here, this area, they stop popping up.
Sorry.
This one.
Hang on a minute.
When we cut them,
Yeah.
they are not like this. But when they're cooked, they will be like this popping up.
Okay.
And this is the
Coriander.
finishing for our sambar. It depends on the taste. I mean, you can prefer to have, you can add more or more, then it's less. Here goes the sambar.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So we'll take these out and we'll put them on the offering tray. I just put the offering tray over there, didn't I? This silver one.
There we go. Let's show the chutney.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. It looks lovely. I'm sorry, I'm used to use hands. I'm not much into it. Wow, mini idlis.
It's amazing how just a small amount of dal and rice makes 4, 8,
16.
16, yeah, 16 idli. It's good. Right?
Yeah.
Took 1 minute.
Can you please show us the back of the idli?
It will be like this.
Okay.
And this is the front.
Okay.
Even we can
Thank
make
you.
stuffed idli with this. When we are pouring the batter, we can pour half and we can have grated carrots and cumin seeds, and we can just put in the middle and then pour the batter. That will be like stuffed carrot idli.
Oh, nice. Nice stuffed idli.
Yeah. And sambar.
And the sambar. Mm-hmm. I think we put a little bit of cabbage in there also, didn't we?
Yes, we have added cabbage.
And it's amazing how you don't need so much vegetables, because just 1 small carrot, 1 small potato, half a sweet pepper, sweet potato, it all adds up.
one drumstick I have added.
Only one drumstick.
Yes.
Literally just a few slices of the
Yes.
cabbage.
And vegetables are always like whatever you have, you can put them in. All vegetables in sambar goes well. But then the sweet potatoes, brinjal, and the drumstick and tomatoes are prominent because they add the flavor to the dal.
Yes, right.
So,
So it has.
And when we are having this drumstick, squeezing it in our mouth, that the flavor goes on with the dal and everything.
Okay.
So this is the other special thing.
So the aubergine.
And the rest of the vegetable goes on. But,
whatever other ones. So the main vegetables you're saying would be sweet potato, aubergine, and drumstick.
Yes.
Okay. So then there's ready for offering to Gurudev, Gontai. There we go. Any final questions?
If there are questions, that means we have worked. If there are no questions, then it's simple. Please ask questions.
It's a wonderful offering and it smells beautifully.
You can smell it. It smells amazing here, really. Wish I could send it down the phone. It's an amazing offering. So
Yes. Thank you, Rathi Devi.
Rathi Devi
Kanupriya.
didi.
Thank you, everyone. Please bless me so that I can attend like this and keep getting associated with all the devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for that wonderful recipe. And Kanupriya, we all are coming over, so just get ready.
Yes, come round, please. We're waiting.
Okay. Okay.
Jai Gurudev. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Some kirtan.
Jai Gurudev. Okay. So now I'll share my screen and then we can start the kirtan.
Praneshwari Didi, you would like to chant Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya?
Thank you for blessing me. Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya Karoe Dashe Trinapeka Yati Zina.
Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya Karoe Dashe
Sakala Sahane Bolo Koro Nijamane Sprihahina.
Sakala Sahane Bolo Diya Koro Nijamane Sprihahina.
Sakala Saman Kurite Shakati Dehonata Jata Jata.
Sakala Sama Karite Shakati Devanata Jata.
Taveto Gaibo Harinama Suke Aparadha Have Hoto.
Taveto Gaibo Harinama Suke Aparadha Have Hoto.
Soveno kripa lovijae jana kitata hoi venata.
Soveno kripa lavijaye jana hoi venata.
Shakti buddhi namiyati din koromore atmasata.
Shakti buddhi namiyati koromore atmasata.
Jogyata vichare kichunahi pai tomara karuna shara.
Yogyata vichare kichunahi pai tomara karuna shara.
Karunana hoile kandiya kandiya prananara jivoyaro.
Karunana hoile kandiya kandiya prananara bihara.
Gurudev, Gurudev, Gurudev. Jai Gurudev.
Jai Jai
Jai
Gurudev, Gurudev,
Jaya
Gurudev,
Jaya
Jai
Jaya
Jai
Gurudev.
Gurudev.
Shri Gurudev Ki Jai.
Jai.
Uma Didi.
Okay, the last number. O he Vaishnava Thakura, Dayara Sakara, Hidase Karuna Kori.
Ahe
Vaishnava
Vaishnava
Thakura,
Thakura,
Ayala
Dayara
Sagara,
Sagara, Dase
Ayashekho
Karuna
Gauri.
Gauri.
O he Vaishnava Thakura, Dayara Sakara, Hidase Karuna Kori.
Ahe Vaishnava
Thakura,
Thakura,
Ayala
Dayara
Sagara,
Sagara,
Ayashekho
Dase Karuna
Gauri.
Gauri.
दिया पदचाया सदये हमारे तुम्हारा चरण दोरी
Diya Bada
Chaya
Jaya
Shadahe Amare Kamara
Tamara Charana
Charanamori
Gauri.
तुम्हारा चरण दोरी
Kamara
Tamara Charana
Charanamori.
Gauri.
जय वेग दोमी जय दोष सोदी जय गुणा देह दासे
Jaya Megadame Jana
Yadosha
Shasode
Sodi
Jaguna
Jaguna Dehodase.
Dehodase.
जय सत्संग दिए हमारे बसची संगे रहसे
Satsanga Jaya
Amare
Mare
Udechi
Masashi
Sangera Se.
Sangarase.
बसची संगे रहसे
Osechi
Masashi
Sangerase.
Sangarase.
एकाकी हमारा नहीं पाया बोलो हरि नाम संकीर्तने
Ekaki
Amara
Amara
Hipaya Bolo Harinama
Harinama Sankirtan.
Sankirtane.
तुम्ही कृपा कोरी श्रद्धा बिंदू दिया देह कृष्ण नामदाने
Tumi Kripa
Shradabindu Diya Deho Krishna
Krishna
Namadane.
Namadane.
देह कृष्ण नामदाने
Deho
Deha
Krishna
Krishna
Namadane.
Namadane.
कृष्णा से तुम्हारा कृष्ण दीते परो तुम्हारा सकुति हाचे
Krishna Satamara Krishna Dete Para Tamara Shakatiyache.
अमित कंगाल कृष्ण कृष्ण बोले दहिता व पाची पाची
Amrita
Amrita
Kangala
Krishna
Krishna
Bole
Krishna Bole
Aitava Pache
Naida Pache
Pache.
Pache.
अमिदयिता व पाची पाची
Amida Tava Pache
Pache
Pache.
Pache.
कृष्ण दाना पवेरदयी तव कृष्ण दाना पवेरदयी तव पाचे पाचे
Krishna
Krishna
Dana
Dana Pavarase
Pavarase
Ahitava
Naitava
Pache
Pache
Pache.
Pache
Pache.
Pache.
तुम्ही दिलो दीते पारो
Tumi
Tumi
Dilio
Dileo
Dite
Dete
Paro.
Paro.
कृष्णा तुम्हारा हृदय दाना तुम्ही दिलो दीते पारो
Krishna
Krishna
Tomar
Tomar
Hridoye Dan.
Hridayata
Tumi
Tumi
Dilio
Dileo
Dite
Dete
Paro.
Paro.
कृष्ण देवर शक्तिधर तुम्ही दिलो दीते पारो
Krishna
Krishna
Deva
Deva
Shakti Dara.
Shakadara
Tumi
Tumi
Dilio
Dileo
Dite
Dete
Paro.
Paro.
आम्ही तो कंगाल कृष्ण कृष्ण बोले दहिता पाचे पाचे
Ami to
Kanga
kangal, Krishna
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 bole,
Bale
Deva
Deta
pache
Pache
pache.
Pache.
ओ हे वैष्णव ठाकुर वैष्णव ठाकुर वैष्णव ठाकुर दयाळ वैष्णव ठाकुर
Jai
Vaishnava
Vaishnav Thakur,
Thakur,
Jai
Vaishnava
Vaishnav
Thakur,
Thakur,
Vaishnava
Vaishnav
Thakur,
Thakur,
Dayal
Jai
Vaishnava
Vaishnav
Thakur.
Thakur.
दयाळ वैष्णव ठाकुर दयाळ वैष्णव ठाकुर वैष्णव ठाकुर दयाळ वैष्णव ठाकुर
Jai Vaishnav
Vaishnava
Thakur,
Thakur,
Jai
Vaishnava
Vaishnav
Thakur,
Thakur,
Vaishnava
Vaishnav
Thakur,
Thakur,
Vaishnava
Jai Vaishnav Thakur.
गुरुदेव
Kanapriya, Didi, you here?
Hare Krishna.
You want to sing, Didi?
Yes, sure. I don't have my glasses on my phone, so forgive me. Nitai pada kamala koti chanda sushitala
Nitai
Nitai
pada
Pada
Jaya
kamala,
Kamala,
Koti
Koti
Chandra
Chandra
Sushitala.
Sushitala.
Jaya Enoni chitai bene bai Radha Krishna paite nai Krishna kori daron kai rapai
Enanita
Enanita
Bina
Bene
Bai
Bai,
Radha
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 Krishna
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 Paite
paite
Nai
Paitena,
Ruda
Vrita
Kori
Kori
Naranita
Naranita Kaya.
Jai Sambandana Hijara Prita Janma Kero Sara Sai Pasu Bodo Durachara
Sambandana
Sambandana
Hijara
Hijara,
Krita Janma
Sita
Gelu
Prita
Janma
Gela
Tara,
Gela
Kelatara
Sei
Tara,
Se
Pasu
Say
Paso
Pasu
Bonadura
Bonanura Chara.
Chara
Nitai na bole lo mukhi Maje lo samsara sukhi Vidya kori ki kori vitara
Nitai
Nitai
na
na
bolila
bolila
muke,
muke,
majila
majela
samsara
samsara
suke,
suke,
vidya
Vidya
koli ke
kole
kori
ke kare
betara.
betara.
Ahankara mata hoya Nitai pada parashiya Ashatraye satya kori mani
Ahankare
Ahankara
mata hoya,
Matahoya,
nitai
Nitai
pada
Nitai
parashariya,
Parashariya,
asatyare
Asatyare
satya
Satya
kori mani.
Karimane.
Nitaya karuna habe pracharata Krishna bhave Tharo nitaye karandu kani
Nittaya
Nitai
karuna
Karuna
Habe,
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 Radhe
brajara
Pracharata
Radha
Krishna
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 bhave.
Bhave,
Bhave,
Dharanita
Dharanita
Charana
Durani.
Durani.
Nitaya charana satya Sahara nitya Nitai
Nitai
parashada koriya asa
Nitaira
Nitai
Charana
Charana
Satya
Satya,
Tahara
Tahara
Sevaka
Sevaka
Nitya.
Nitya.
Nitai
Nitai
Pada
Pada
Sada
Sada
Gora
Gora
Asa.
Asa.
Narottama Patatuki Nitai Mora Koroshuki Rakoranga Charani Rapasa
Narottama
Narottama
Bodatuki
Bodhatuki
Nitai
Nitai
Mora
Nitai
Mora
Mora
Korosuki
Korasuki
Koroshiki,
Rakoranga
Rakoranga
Charanera
Charanira
Pasa.
Dayonitai Doyonitai Doyonitai Doyonitai
Dayanitai,
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 Dayanitai.
Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva
Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva.
Nitai Gora Haribol 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 Nitai Gora Haribol
Nitai Gaura Haribol, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribol.
Dhanavad Gautam Prabhu, how are you?
Dhanavad, Dhanavad, Dhanavad everyone.
Dhanavad.
Dhanavad.
Very nice to
Nice
see you.
Nice to see you and have your session as well, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Prabhu, you like to chant? Gauranga Bolite Habe?
I didn't know this one, Prabhu.
Okay.
I can follow you. Sorry.
Okay. Jai Gurudev. I will try to chant. Gauranga Bolite Habe Pulaka Sharira Hari Hari Bolite Jane Babe Nira
Gauranga Bolite Habe Pulaka Sharira Hari Hari Bolite Naya Nira
Araka Benita Chando Koruna Koribe Samsara Bashana More Abe Tuchahabe
Araka Benita Karuna Koribe
Samsara Bashana More Abe Tuchahabe Bashoya Chadiya Kabe Shuto Habe Mana Kabe Hamahe Rabo Shri Vrindavana
Goshiya Chadiya Kabe Shuto Habimana Kabe Hamahe Rabo Shri Vrindavana
Upara Guna Tapade Hoibe Akuti Abe Hama Buja Bose Yugala Piriti
Rupara Gunata Pade Mohi Behakuti Kabhi Hama Buje Bose Jugala Piriti
Upara Guna Tapade Rahu Morasha Na Karo Yeshara Naratama Dasha
Rupara Gunata Pade Rahu Morasa Pratana Karo Sada Naramada
Gauranga Bolite Habe Pulaka Sharira Hari Hari Bolite Na Jane Babenira
Gauranga Bolite Habe Pulaka Sharira Hari Hari Bolite Na Jane Babenira
Jaya Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari
Jaya Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari
Jaya Gaura Hari Gaura Hari Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari
Jaya Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari
Guranga Mahaprabhu ki
Jai.
Jai.
Mr. Devi, you like to chant?
Yes. Hare Hare Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Hare Hare Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Kesavaya Namaha.
Gopal Govindaram Srimad Husodana.
Gopal Govindaram Srimadhusudana.
Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mokhana.
Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohana.
Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra.
Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra.
Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhakta Raghunatha.
Jaya Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunatha.
Shri Jiva Gopala Bhakta Das Raghunatha.
Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunatha.
Echai Gosai Kare Charana Vandana.
Echai Gosai Kari Charana Vandana.
Jaha Hoite Biknana Shabishta Purana.
Jaha Hoite Vignana Sabhishta Purana.
Echai Gosai Janra Muni Tantra Dasa.
Echai Gosai Jara Mohitara Dasa.
Asabara Padarena More Panchagrasa.
Tasavara Padarenu Mora Panchagrasa.
Dandara Charana Sebe Bhakta Sane Basa.
Tadera Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanivasa.
Janame Janame More Abhilasha.
Janame Janame More Abhilasha.
Echai Gosai Jabe Braja Kalabasa.
Echai Gosai Jabe Braja Kaile Vasa.
Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakasha.
Radha Krishna Nitya Korila Prakasa.
Ananda Bolo Hare Braja Vrindavana.
Ananda Bolo Hari Braja Vrindavana.
Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Manjaya Mana.
Sri Guru Vaishnava Pada Manjaya Mana.
Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Kore Asha.
Sri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Kore Hasa.
Harinama Sankirtana Kohe Narodama Dasa.
Harinama Sankirtana Kohe Narodama Dasa.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda.
Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Srivasadi Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga.
Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga.
Nitai Gauranga Jaya Gaura Hare.
Nitai Gauranga Jaya Gaura Hari.
Gaura 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 Hare.
Gaura 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 Hari.
Nitai Gauranga Jaya Gaura Hare.
Nitai Gauranga Jaya Gaura Hari.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Gurudev.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Gurudev.
Haribol, Nitai Gora Haribol.
Nitai Gaura Haribol, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribol.
Nitai Gora Haribol, 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 Nitai Gora Haribol.
Nitai Gaura Haribol, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribol.
Haribol, Haribol, Nitai Gora Haribol.
Haribol, Haribol, Nitai Gaura Haribol.
Jai Shila Bhakti Nirmala Chari Maharaj ki Jai.
आज बड़े घर श्री गुरु गौरांग गंधर्वा गोविंद सुंदर जी की जय। श्री गुरु गौर नित्यानंद जी की जय। ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस श्री शिल भक्ति निर्मला चाचा गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। जगत गुरु श्री शिल भक्ति सुंदर गोविंद देव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। जगत गुरु श्री शिल भक्ति रखक श्रीधर देव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। ओम शिलेसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री रूप अनुग गुरु वर्ग की जय। कोटि वैष्णवृंद की जय। आचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। आशा प्रसाद नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय। आशा प्रसाद शिवन महाप्रभु की जय। श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपन श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की जय। श्री वृंदा देवी भक्ति देवी शीतलक्ष्मी महारानी की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम चैतन्य चरितमृत की जय। श्री चैतन्य सरस्वती मत की जय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। All the assembled devotees की जय। The worldwide devotees की जय। जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि
हरि बोल।
Yes, you can.
But can I get a good?
Thank you everyone for attending today. It was so nice to have your association. And we're looking forward to next week, Saturday.
श्रीपाद कृष्ण किंकर प्रभु की जय।
Jai.
Krishna Nandini Devi Dasi ki
जय।
All the assembled devotees की जय। जय गुरुदेव जय।
Oh, Devi ki.
Please forgive my sins.
Lila Sundari Tanista Didi. So next week is
Hey, happy birthday, Prabhu. All the very best.
Thank you, Didi. Hare Krishna.
Happy
Jai Gurudev.
birthday.
Jai Gurudev. Thank you.
Beautiful class, beautiful. Thank you.
So next week, Saturday, is Sri Guru Purnima. And Parama Bhakti will be reading from Sri Guru and His Grace. And then all of us devotees, we can get together, say something in glorification of Gurudev. It would be nice. And yeah, we're looking forward to that. So everyone take care. Kanapriya, you want to add anything?
No, it's fine. We're still just tidying up the kitchen, so it's a bit noisy here. Sorry. But yeah, just looking forward to next week, and thanks everyone for joining. And very good stuff.
I was just going to ask Gautam Prabhu. Gautam Prabhu, what are the name of all the devotees there with you? Those wonderful devotees.
Is Ananga Manjari Devi Dasi, Angana Manjari Devi Dasi, Krishna Sundar Devadas.
Krishna Sundar, okay.
Krishna Sundar Acharya Maharaj gave her name.
Very wonderful. So beautiful.
Give us a mercy to serve the Guru Gauranga. And also, can you give Ananga Manjari a guideline, because she is normally helping us to follow this way.
Yes, she's very sweet devotee. She has so much of Gurudev's mercy. We're very happy to have all your association. Thank you so much. Dhandavad.
Dhandavad, everyone.
Dhandavad pranams.
Dhandavad, Didi.
That's very nice.